Show. I'm your host, Christopher J. Thank you guys for tuning in. Why am I up this early in the morning? Well, I got some time to kick it with you guys before I go on this field trip. Trust me, because I called it something previously that I'm trying to get myself out of that habit. But, before I go on this field trip, we'll go ahead and kick it with you guys. I've been busy, extremely busy. And yes, for those who know, y'all know what's playing on my TV screen right now. But I've just been busy with a lot of changes per usual. It's funny how life works. When you want to change things around you for the better, life says, nah, we're going to make it more difficult for you. But this is nothing. I'm not going to say this is nothing I haven't been through before because I never went through what I'm going through right now. However, I'll be all right. I'm just going to just take it one day at a time. So, today's show is going to be a tad bit different. We are going to partake in. Hmm, okay, I'm listen to that. We're just going to partake in conversations. We're going to scroll to the headlines. We're going to see if there's anything that we're talking about. I do have something I want to bring up about paid actors. And I'm not talking about actors that you see on my TV screen right now. That's not what I'm referring to. I had to call somebody out on their bullshit a couple of, maybe last week or the week before. And just let everybody know the gig is up. Y'all just need to stop calm to these conversations, just being yourself. And you will not get crucified. Good morning. Happy Thursday to you, Professor. How you doing? So, first things first, let's actually go to Clubhouse real quick and let's see what conversation they're engaging in. And shoot, already. Let's see. I don't want to do that. Let's go to some shit. All right.
So she got
The title of this room is
Kanye,
Why
but she
Do
had kids in a
Married
marriage.
Women Think
So she
They
is
Are
what we would
Better
prototypically call a
Than
304. People were just labeling her a 304 ever since the
Square
sex tape came out.
304s
But Ray
if
J
they
was
are
a
the
man.
same?
So
Which they're not.
we nitpick what we
All
want
right,
to
hold on,
label
hold on.
on,
Let
on
me.
both the men's side and the women's side.
Who's talking? That
What
sounds
we
like
label
Paul.
who a 304
Of
is
course,
or
of
whatever.
course, it's Paul. So, just as a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, before I even dive into that room, because I already know it's gonna be some stupid shit. There we go. So, title of the room, April. Good morning, beautiful. Hey, April. Um, Remember that? Oh Lord, not this fucktard. That makes perfect sense. Where some of this stupid commentary is coming from. Okay, so hey, April, Grenada. I'm thinking about going there sometime this year or next year. So I'm gonna need your assistance with that, knowing the island. If you can help me out with that, I would greatly appreciate it. But let me get to the title. Because why do smart married women? No, why do married women think they are better than square 304s if they are the same? Obviously, that's not true. Before we continue, you guys already know no, not my definition, what the definition of a hoe is. A hoe is a gender neutral term that describes someone who is promiscuous. Now, what is promiscuous? Having or characterized by many transient sexual relationships. And of course, some people are like, what does transcend mean? Don't worry, I got y'all. lasting only for a short time. So pretty much, a promiscuous person is somebody who has many short-time sexual relationships. That's a promiscuous person, which is what that's what promiscuous means. Which, in transit, that's what being a hoe is. A gender-neutral term, somebody being promiscuous. Now that we know the definition, we all know that I cannot, in good faith and obviously knowledge, engage in certain conversations because my education um, transcedes uh, I don't think Trinity is the word what I'm looking for. It's exceed a lot of conversations, and that's why I don't really partake in a lot of conversations at all. Uh, when you have people around you who care about you, they say you may want to leave that stupid shit alone. So let me just turn the volume up and let's just hear what they're talking about. And albeit it's about to be 6 o'clock my time, so the conversations might
Like
be.
Kim K
Yeah.
isn't my type though. I'm just like for me, you guys are mixing the dates wrong. Reggie Bush wasn't even in college when the sex tape came out. Reggie Bush started dating Kim K in 2007. The sex tape came out October 2003. She was dating Ray J. That's what I'm saying. You guys are mixing the times up. This is why you're getting it wrong. I understand you. I getting old dementia, but Kim K, most of her sex partners came in the confine of a relationship.
I'm not engaging in conversation if we're using Kim Kardashian as a analogy. So let's go to another room. Let's go to another room. Okay, breakfast with champions. Let's do something.
That's a nice
Thought
room.
leaders
Come in the
Thursday.
car. The guy in the back got out of the car. Imagine the car with a five-seater. He got in the middle, and the guy got back in and closed the door. So he was sandwiched in there. He couldn't move. And so he now counted out the money for the £50. And he gave it to me. I gave it to the driver. The driver counted it again and realized there was £1,000 note missing. So I gave the boy the money back and said, look, get out and don't come back here. Don't pissing me off. And he started begging for his life.
You know, what's the time of this room? Thought leaders
Because the
Thursdays.
was all sorts of things went wrong. And we gave him a second chance. He came back in the same position, sat between two people, closed the door, counted out the money again. When he got to the end, he said, oh yeah, you're right. He picked out £1,000 note, added it to the bundle, gave it to me, and said, I'm so sorry. And so we let him go. And then a few minutes later, I was holding this money.
Okay, that's gonna. I already know what that room's gonna lead to. That's me having a headache. So it's just ready to place. Okay, I got a notification. Okay, we're gonna give Clubhouse a break, which is perfectly fine because some of that stuff was not hitting at all. Okay, let's go ahead and get into other topics because jeez Louise. Bobby Brown says Britney Spears butchered his song. This is new.
Come when someone comes to you and
I don't let's not play that.
when someone comes to you and wants to sample your music, talking to LL says I don't let anybody sample it before I hear what they're actually putting on my over my track. So when someone comes to Bobby and says, "Hey, Mr. Brown, we really would like to sample this song," do you need to hear it or do you just? Yes, I gotta hear it. Gotta hear it. You gonna put the bull job on the. You don't know what these kids will say these days. You know, these kids will say some that you don't want your song associated with. Yes. So yeah, you got to listen to it. Who do you believe sampled one of your songs the best? Um, I I don't think they did justice. Okay. I don't think they really did justice to any of the samples that they have done to my songs. Like Britney Spears butchered. She butchered Prerogative. when someone comes to you and wants to sample, Teddy Riley produced it, but that was a butchering that I couldn't take it. But you cleared it. I cleared it only because it was Britney Spears, and I was thinking she gonna do it right. She gonna do it good. Yeah. Nice. Teddy Riley's doing it too. Yeah. So but I felt it was a butchering. Teddy Riley.
Okay, so Bobby Brown did not like Britney Spears' song's Prerogative. If you had to compare the two songs, obviously the original is a better one. But, and like I said, Teddy Riley produced it. This is news to me. So you would think it would do justice, but when you heard it, it was absolute garbage. And I'm like, this is why, to LL's point, you're going to have to clear these songs. You're going to have to hear these songs before you clear it. Because, hey, some of these people are just ass. So, this is a good topic. Let's see. Tracy Ellis Ross speaks about the grief she's experiencing not having kids or a partner. Interesting. Tracy Ellis Ross says she's experiencing some grief around not having kids and a partner. The 52-year-old actress and director sat down with Michelle Obama and her brother Craig Robinson on their new podcast to speak about all things dating and romance. Okay. So before I even get into this, let me start off by saying grief. I don't think grief is the right word you're supposed to use in this. Granted, I'm the king of misusing words. That is where I can tie into what I'm saying, like how words can easily be manipulated since it has multiple definitions. But with this, when you make a decision, ladies and gentlemen, to prioritize other things that you hold dear to you, like your career, projects, school, all these other things. There's nothing wrong with doing that, especially if you're not ready or you don't want any parts of being a family person, having a significant other, raising a family. I'm a firm believer of if this is not what you want to do, don't do it. And make sure when you make a decision, make sure all the outcomes are taken into consideration. Like if I focus on this, I may not have time to be a parent. I may not have time to be a significant other. I may not have time to be an auntie, blah, 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 all down the list. But you have to live with those decisions. It's always best to measure twice so you can cut once. Before we even click on this, the title is Tracy Ellis Ross speaks about the grief she's experienced not having kids or a partner. So either A, this is something she went through, or B, this is something she's currently going through. Right now, it's 52 years old. So we don't know. All I'm going to say is this. You made a decision, live with it. That's it. You made your decision on what you wanted to do. No time to cry now. No time to cry now. Now, by all means, ladies and gentlemen, it's not too late for her. There's nothing stopping her from getting married. Maybe biology is going to have a play in there, but there's nothing stopping her from getting a child. There's plenty of ways to get a child at 52 years old. It doesn't have to be through sex. So the question is, how bad do you want it? You wanted your career that bad, and rightfully so. You chased after it, and by all means, you look at her resume, she did a successful job at it. If you want to be a wife, you will have a success at doing it. You want to be a mother, you'll be successful at doing it. No one's stopping you but you. And the same thing goes for men as well, because there's men that chase their careers and dreams over being a family. They're not exempt for this too. This goes for everybody. All right, now let's press play.
That because I happened, and as much as grief does surface for me around not having children and not having a partner, I still wouldn't want the wrong partner.
That's a great point for people to hear.
I'm not interested in that. You have to make my life better. It can't just be, I'm in a relationship to be in a relationship. So even though the grief does emerge and that comes and I hold that, I think of what I've done, and I woke up every morning trying to do my best. I didn't wake up one morning and be like, I'm going to mess this day up.
That's right.
So I must be where I'm supposed to be. And I don't know. Sometimes I think of all of the things I've done, the courage that I've had to have, and what I've had to learn how to navigate as a single person with no one to hide behind. Yeah. And it's built a really beautiful experience around me. And I have incredible friends. And as
I am where I'm supposed to be. Then why are you grieving? If you are supposed to be where you're currently at right now, why are you grieving? Because you have to take some level of pride of the work that you put in. Now, you try to say, well, at least I have good friends. Yeah, that's a consolation. Sure, that's fine. But when you realize that this is part of the plan, the grand scheme of things that has to happen, everything you say doesn't matter. Like me being a father. Quite frankly, there's some things I cannot do anymore. Or there's some things that's going to be altered because I am a father. And guess what? I'm not saying, dang, I wish I didn't had Grayson. No. I made my decision. I have taken what has came with it, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Ain't nothing stopping. There's no grief here. This is what I wanted to do. And I'm okay with the outcome. The only time you guys, every now and then, you guys gonna hear me get frustrated is when I'm put into situations that I didn't dictate that I wanted to, didn't dictate how this is gonna happen, nor did I say I wanted to be in the situation. But this is where I always find myself. So that's probably the only time you guys are probably gonna see me go nuclear. Other than that, any decisions that I make, I wanted to do that. From marriage, parenthood, school, work, whatever. That's what I wanted to do. It's the other things that is out of my control that gets on my nerves. But let's continue.
Of reasons, though, that because I had to ask myself that question. I was like, what is this about?
Yeah.
Because I want a partner. And so often, and it's not just that I'm older, I'm also very embodied. I am a full, very whole person who knows myself, who is in charge of my life, and who lives a very full, just robust life. So it's not just age, it's like life experience and sort of a difference. But I had to ask myself the question, why? Why does this keep sort of coming up other than they're hot and gorgeous? There's that. But a lot of men my age are steeped in a toxic masculinity and have been raised in a culture where there is a particular way that a relationship looks. And anything that starts to smell of that for me, I did enough of it where I was controlled and felt like I was a possession or whatever those things were, or prize, and I have no interest in it. And I will, for reasons though, that,
Okay, so I do agree, don't get with somebody just to get with somebody. I do agree with that. And I believe that was stated in the last clip. There's no one's gonna speak out against that because we all agree. Now, I would have to ask her, define toxic masculinity. What is that? What does that really mean to her? Because we know what toxic means, and we all understand when it comes to the word masculinity, it is whatever we say it is because it's subjective. So she will have to define that because I hear this terminology thrown out a lot. And dare I say, what gets people shaking in their boots is when I ask them don't define toxic, define masculinity. Crickets. Absolute crickets. It's like you cannot define it because when you realize it's just traced what it is to be a man, and that varies, obviously, then it's like, I might not know what I'm talking about. That's why it's hard for people to define femininity as well. So now the question is, do I know what femininity is? Like the truth. All right. It's the same thing. It is subjective, but like the essence of femininity, I'm not gonna tell you if I know or if I don't know that. We'll just find out later on down the road when we have a conversation about that. But as far as masculinity goes, what is the toxic trait of masculinity? And you gotta hear what she says. Now she talked about she's been controlled and she's not trying to go to that again. Okay, to a degree, I understand that because if you're dealing with somebody who is controlling your every move, who's not allowing you the wherewithal or the room to have a voice or to breathe, okay, I get it. I totally understand that. But we're just throwing out words on the wall just to see what sticks because it will resonate with a certain demographic that speaks the same way, whether there's a lot of truth to what they're saying or not. Then I'm like, all right, let's have a conversation. But in this, she said she don't want to. She was controlled, and she also had the word toxic masculinity. So if I had to surmise, then yeah, okay, all right, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, because I'm not in the business of controlling people, adults, to be exact. It's like if we are aligned and we move the same way, there should be little to no control at all, unless for emergency situations. So there's that. But let's continue.
Whole not do it again.
I'm sorry.
No,
Craig.
I was gonna say, it's a generational thing. So it didn't matter how you met them, or is it just
I'm
kind
not
of the
saying
guys you're meeting?
that's obviously
Too big of a
it's a
generalization.
generalization,
Yeah.
but because I have dated men my age, there
Yeah.
is a difference. There is an openness that occurs with a younger man around whether it's gender fluidity or not even having an issue with homosexuality. I mean, something as basic as that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That there's
No, I
times
hear you.
where I'll be, sitting across the table from somebody and just like, what did you just say?
Yeah, what century are you?
Like, oh my God.
Where's your horse and buggy
Yeah, like I'm so sorry.
and your bedpan?
Yeah, for real.
Chamber pot.
Yeah,
Your
your
chamber
chamber
pot.
pot, your chamber pot, like where I'm just like, yeah, this is not a match.
Yeah.
And I have long been past the age where I feel like it's my job to teach somebody or
Yeah.
grow them up.
Yeah.
That I'm not interested in. So, but it's interesting. I mean, there's so many different philosophies on dating, and I have not do it again.
I'm sorry.
No,
Craig.
I was gonna say, it's a generational thing. So it didn't matter how you met them.
Okay, so, whoo. All right, let's tackle what we just heard. Now, she dated men her age. She said it's a no for me, big dog. All right, cool. Everybody's entitled to their preferences, I guess. So, cool. Now when they got to gender fluidity, y'all saw my facial expression. I was like, here we go. One thing I can say is it's your preference as of now, because we got one more part of this clip to go. It's her preference that's keeping her where she's at right now. Because I get the idea you don't want to teach somebody that you're not interested in and which is fine. I don't know why you would. If you're not interested in a person, you're not interested in a person. Don't try to mold them into something that they're not, unless you actually genuinely want to educate them. But you're trying to teach them something new for the sole purpose of being with them. Yeah, that's kind of weird. So let's get to this because they brought up LGBTQIA. And there's like, this is not the old days. This is not the whatever. See, this is mind-boggling when people say this. So I understand we're in 2025, and I understand you need to get with the times. I agree. However, let's keep this in mind. If there is a principle that's at play, it will stand the test of times. You know how I know this is true? You guys can go back to the Bible, because some people like to go back to the 60s and say this is when we were the most together and all this other stuff. Now, I would say context. Please pay attention to context when you say that. I can go back to the Bible, which was obviously a long time ago, and I can tell you those principles still exist today. Excuse me, sorry. Those principles still exist today. So I don't want to hear we're not in these old times. They're outside then, abandon everything. Matter of fact, be the people in the book of Judges and see how that turns out. Because truth be told, that's case in point, that things that happened back in the day still exist today. Y'all ever go read the book of Judges? I only read a few chapters, and I'm like, this is modern. This is happening right now. So things that happened back in the day could still exist today. So I don't want to hear that stupid shit from any of those three individuals. Now, I will say this. When it comes to your take on LGBTQIA, we already had this conversation before. Hate is always going to be hate, for the record. I know what hate is. And I also know how it looks like, for the most part. So if you are displaying a hatred for an individual because of the decision that they made or the lifestyle that they choose to live, okay, now we're getting somewhere. Like for me, I have said this countless of times, I can say this freely. I do not promote any LGBTQIA lifestyle in my household. So anybody that's a part of this household, obviously that is something that's not to be displayed anywhere else, because we don't play that here. We don't roll like that. However, what does that mean? That means I still going to love them like they're my brothers and sisters in Christ, and I'm going to treat them with the same love and respect that I want to be treated as well. So that's where I reside regarding that. Hatred does not come into play any type of way, shape, or form, because ultimately that hatred is going to be 10 times fold when it's displayed on me, when it's my turn to be in the spotlight and for somebody to get on me. Yin and yang. What you put out there will be returned back to you. So that's what that is. But I would say this. I'll say this before we go to the last clip. If you're talking about living in the older days, or whatever the case may be, back in the older days, albeit context still applies. See, Michelle don't have to worry about this. I don't know if her brother's married or not, don't care. But Tracy, I will say this. You talking about back in the day, you're talking down on how people live or the philosophies from back in the day, but keep in mind, they are married, you are not. They were in a relationship with kids, you don't have that. You're literally in 2025 talking outside of the club that you are trying to get in, that you say you're grieving because that you're not a part of. Just a thought. Last clip.
Yeah, come up with mine. I have come up with what works for me and what makes sense for me and what feels safe for me.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, like I'm not on dating apps. I have friends that have great success with dating apps, but that's just not something I'm comfortable
So
with.
you're meeting folks in the wild then.
That's the only way for me, or someone
Mhm.
sets me up, or
Okay.
I meet them at an event. I meet someone. It's usually people that also have a level of recognition that they, you know, have as much to lose as me to a
Yep.
certain extent.
Mhm.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't had great luck lately, but I do have to say I'm moving up
Mhm.
on what it is that I'm looking for as a match. Come up with mine. I have come up with what works for me and what makes sense.
Okay. And that was the last thing. Okay, and that's cool. And I have what did she say? I have came up with what works for me. Okay, cool. I hope everything works out for you. Although, like you said, you're still grieving. That's number one. And number two, especially at this age and day in the game, this age of the game, excuse me, 52 years old, very successful, high resume. Have not too many people have that resume in her field. If I have to be quite honest. So, and we might need to talk about Tracy Ellis Ross in a different type of light as far as when it comes to the in the media or where she's gonna reside as the upper echelon. But she's saying I need to be with someone that has just as much to lose as me. To my response to that, no, you don't. But you just need to find the right person that's compatible with you, and it doesn't have anything to do with the idea of he needs to make the same money as me, he needs to have the same career as me, yada yada yada. Because the way I see it is that might be true on face value what she's saying, but in all actuality, a lot of people don't want to. Quite frankly, don't nobody. Most uh, people in this case, women, don't want to be seen with somebody that is a couple step behind them, maybe a few steps behind them. Whether it be money, whether it be job titles, or whether how you carry yourself. Don't nobody want anybody that's a couple steps behind. So she's gonna have to get out that mind frame of he needs to be on my level or else we can't date. And I was like, what is your level? Quite frankly, because I can flip. Here's how that can be flipped against her. Tracy, you might not be on the same level as somebody who's making 5 or 6 figures, who stays in a one bedroom, one bathroom, one car, just taking it still find a way to be self sufficient. You may not even be on that person's level because when it comes to the maturity level of being in a relationship, you might have all this long resume in Hollywood, but what do you have where it really counts for the home base? If that's how somebody chooses to flip it, they might not be on her level with her resume, which we can all agree. But in the reverse, you may not be on somebody's level as far as what they want as a wife. That's just fair. And I'm not empowering anybody to go and start the string. They say, "Oh, Tracy Ellis Ross said this. She's saying no one's on her level, but I'm grieving out." No. Stop. We're not doing that. This is just to highlight what she's saying and realize what she articulated is something that we have been hearing for well over 5 years. I'm not even gonna go. I'm not even gonna go to the pandemic. I've heard this goofy shit. Um, maybe a couple of times. Well, let me not give out my age on that note, but I heard this before, way before the pandemic. So we're just highlighting in 2025, this is still prevalent, and how this needs to be identified. This needs to be addressed moving forward. And that was it. Shout out to Tracy Elder Ross and shout out to Michelle Obama and Craig Robinson. Craig Robinson does look like Michelle Obama. Who's older? I don't know. Astronomers detect a possible signature of life on a distant planet. Next up, y'all know I love this stuff. Okay, according to the report, scientists searching for alien life have found a strong clue on exoplanet K2-18b, 120 light years from Earth. A new analysis suggests its atmosphere contains a molecule that on Earth only comes from living organisms like marine algae. Which, while researchers cautions they say the best explanation is a warm, life-filled ocean on the planet. Okay, let's see, 120 light years. 120 light years from Earth. Okay. How much is 120 light years?
Here's an answer from calculating.com.
120 light years is about equal to 705 trillion miles. It is also equal to about 7.59 miles astronomical units. How many times will I have to rotate around Earth 705 trillion times?
Here's what I found.
Okay, that's not giving me the answer. Let me ask Google real quick. Will I travel around Earth calculator? Okay, I thought they were going to give me let's see, 705. Let's see what can pull up. Okay, if you travel 705 trillion miles, you will circle the Earth approximately, hold on, thousands, millions, billions. Okay, you will travel the Earth approximately 28,250,000,000,000 times. This is because the Earth's circumference is about 24,901 miles, and 705 trillion miles divided by 24,901 miles is roughly 28,250,000,000,000 miles. So yeah, that's how. Yeah, you'll have to travel this Earth quite a lot to get to another planet. So yeah. Okay, so yeah, they found. They possibly detect life on another planet. Okay. So yeah, before I get to this next clip, so yeah, if you travel around the Earth 28 trillion times, that's how long it's going to take for you to get to another planet, that particular planet where there's detected life there, but you're looking at marine biology, not marine biology, but you see some type of warm temperature where they say either there's someone there or this is habitable for humans. So yeah, that's what that is. So yeah, I can see why some of these places are hard to reach. But let's keep it to movies. Shout out to Ugly Money. I came across him last year. Very funny dude, very entertaining. And things that he said is simple and it makes sense. So let's do this. Oh, is that okay? Let's see what's going on here.
show off in front of
With the rich man, the rich and wealthy man, with the pequeño? Or would you go with the broke man, with the grande?
I've had great experiences with broke men.
That's crazy.
I'm telling you,
Said she had a great experience with some
great.
memorable time.
She want to be a sugar mama.
No, I have no desire.
Go ahead.
I'm definitely gonna go with the rich dude though.
Why? Did you have such great experiences with broke guys?
Because I'm gonna still have them experiences. I just don't plan.
You gonna cheat on a rich guy? Drop a bomb right now. So my see what you do. Keep the rich man, but fuck this broke nigga that's gonna knock her down and knock her back loose. And that's why the rich nigga was cheating on her ass in the last question. Because we know her ass wasn't gonna keep it solid anyway. And she over here talking demanding a monogamy from a rich man. Her ass is gonna cheat on that rich man because he ain't got a grande with a broke nigga. See what I'm saying, gentlemen? That's why sometimes that monogamy shit don't work. Them old goddamn ain't monogamous either. I be thinking women that want monogamy from men are narcissistic because they think they're bigger than the fucking program. Thank you. You can cheat, but he can't. I got you. That's cool. You said it. I'm still gonna have those experiences. Just, I'm gonna go with the rich guy.
And I don't have to be with a physical person.
Rich niggas like to fuck. Hell yeah. What the hell you think they get rich for? Hey, what's going on? This is...
Okay, so that was hilarious. So yeah, she said she'll be with the rich man, but she with the broke man with the penis. Okay, so yeah, I like I said, I don't know if that works for you. Go right ahead, but obviously that's not gonna work for you because I don't know any rich man that's gonna put up with his wife cheating. So yeah, good luck with that fool stupidness. But yeah, that was a quick hit. What is this? Oh, okay. Before we go, previously I spoke on Will Smith's manager, if this is his manager, because I tried to look this up, I couldn't find it, but this person is doubling down. So this guy says he wants 20. You need to give this person 50%. He's saying as a manager, you deserve 50% of your artist, whatever, income, earnings, yada, yada, yada. You need to be charged 50%. Pretty much, I said suck my dick from the back, basically, because anything over 20% is unethical. And like I said, I can make an argument that if you get at 20%, something went wrong. No, I'm not giving you 20%. I'm not giving you no fucking 50%. Get the fuck out of here. So we got to double down. And I love it. I love double downs. I even love triple downs because I'll triple down with what I'm saying and I can back it up. But let's see if this guy can change my mind. Because like I said, 5%, 10%, 50%, cool. 20% is unethical. So now you're asking for 50? Get the fuck out of here. But let's see what he says.
We're talking about the 50-50 concept. Let's clarify it. Were you talking about equity in the artist's business or splitting all revenue?
How do you value a manager's work? To me, the big thing is who said that it had to be 20%? Who created the standard of I'm going to do X amount of work and that means 20%? Like any other business, if I hire you as a salary employee, you're going to ask me for a scope of work. That is valued your $19 an hour or your $100,000 or your $1 million salary, right? Managers, and the issue with how I think that the industry has valued managers is that there's not a certain scope of work that says, okay, great, you'll be my manager, but you work 9 to 5. You get to do that. No, it's all the time. 24/7. And so the concept of the 50-50 rule for me was, let's build a company together. Let's build an entity, an LLC, a corporation together, where you as the artist are providing your artist services, right? And you do a recording agreement or you do a publishing agreement or you
talking about the 50.
And there's 3 clips. Okay, actually 2 clips. The first one is the last one is a reclip. The first 2 is a currently where he doubles down. Okay, this is his name, Lex Burrow. Double down on the manager receiving 50% of share for unestablished artists. Yeah, suck my dick. It's still. And I'm gonna go read the comments momentarily. Yeah, so he said. So he's want to double down by saying, I'm talking about opening up a business, starting a LLC. That way you bring your half and I bring my half. Get the fuck out of here with that stupid shit. Do you still think we're dumb? No, I'm not giving you 50% of anything. And ladies and gentlemen, here's how you know you're not gonna give it a 50%, because he said who started this idea 20%. I don't know who started this stupid idea of 50%. You want to go there, and I could justify 20%. I can't. Well, actually, no, I can't justify no damn 20%. I can, like I said, 15, and that's about it. But with this idea of percentages and managers, so ladies and gentlemen, what he just said was some bullshit. I'm talking about starting an LLC. No, I'm not. No, absolutely not. And you did not articulate that. See, it's one thing. See, I'm a person that mean what I say, and I double down with what I say, and I will reiterate what I say just to solidify my point. There's nothing that he said in that previous clip where he said LLC or starting the business. He didn't say that. He said, I'm doing most of the work. I'm doing all the work, so I deserve half. If you have one artist, that's your fault. I know managers who have X amount of people underneath them that they represent, and they do the legwork for them, so that way they get the income. So you're talking about 20%. I see, because 50%. Like, no, you're trying to outdo the artist at this point. But let's say if I do let's say 10%. Let's just stick with 10%. If I do a 10%, if I charge my artist 10%, and I have 100 artists, and especially when I'm going to these deals, I'm doing a group package with these artists, I'm getting the money. I'm getting the money that I am deserving, because I'm doing a good business. I am setting my artists up, and the finances, the revenues are all coming my way anyway, because I just found a way to accumulate 100% with my artists, and making sure that the right deals offered, to make sure not only my artists get what they get their 90%, but my 10% will keep me afloat until we get to the next deal, until we get to the next deal, until we get to the next deal. And this also is incumbent on their work ethic for the artists, to make sure that they do what they do to get themselves in positions, so we can go ahead and get more contracts. So it's like, you do your part and I do my part. Because this 10% is really nothing, because this 10% is going to elevate me and the business to where we need to go. We can do that off of 10%. Now, can you do that off of 50%? Obviously. But what you're trying to do, what you're trying to say is this. Because let's be real. I'm doing all this work for an unknown artist that may not be here. So if that's the case, I want 50% now. So just in case, this is not a doubt. That's all this is. 50%, anything above 20 in my opinion, but 50% is definitely saying, I don't believe in you. The manager is telling the artist, I don't believe in you at all. So because I don't believe in you, I want my money up front. I want the most money up front, because you're not going to be here. That's some bullshit. So it's like, just honestly say that, because it's not like we don't know, but let's go ahead and continue.
Producer agreement with the company, where now your rights for a certain amount of time, X whatever we decide, are going to be there. Me as the executive are now going to come into this partnership, and I'm going to bring infrastructure, my team, my money, my finances, whatever that is, and we are going to go build this business together. With the end goal that when it gets to success, I'm not disposable. I am not in a place where you can just say goodbye and all the work that you did is only worth whatever it's worth at that time.
You see, that's why he's charging his 50%, because you're not about to get rid of me after all this stuff that I'm doing. So I'm getting all my money up front. That's why you're charging 50%. So you're not. So I understand the business aspect of it, but I also keep in mind that you are not here because of the artist. You're only here because you want yours, and you want You want to dispose of the artist before they dispose of you. So you are going to financially keep them in a crutch, so that way they have no choice but to rely on you. That's what that is. Because if they have the money, they don't need you anymore. Hey, that's what it is. So you can say you're bringing your artists, you're bringing your infrastructure. You can say you bring all that, which is, yeah, that might be true and all, but in all actuality, 50%, stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it. I don't know who you think you're fooling, but we know. You ain't fooling us. That's not happening. Sorry. Yep, that's not doing it. Let's see what we got. What's Wack doing?
Facts.
Is Wack on
You
stage?
is a baby mama.
Nah, you want to try that part again, bro? Why Naughty getting the music together and whatnot? I'm gonna entertain your little bozo ass. I ain't even gonna call you a bitch ass nigga, even though it was subconsciously thinking.
You stay in one classroom all day, slow ass nigga. Shut your dumb ass up.
Look, this nigga don't didn't even know what I just did.
You gotta wear a seatbelt on a school bus, slow ass nigga.
Crap, baby.
We're gonna leave them alone. Oops.
This problem this morning.
Yeah, that's not what I wanted to go to. Let's see. Let's get this. Fine, let's give this a try. Oh, Chicago's out.
And even in an equal society, we just gotta sell you guys pussy because you guys gonna buy it.
No, you guys need to give rings so we can sit down. So if you don't give us rings or take us serious,
Oh, not this.
It's sexy if my woman work. I'm not one of them dudes that's gonna want you to sit in the house resting in your divine femininity. I want to work your divine femininity. What you talking about? I think you look good sweating. What the fuck wrong with you?
Yeah, in the bedroom, that's the only time I'm sweating like that.
I don't give a fuck where you at. Be sweating. Work.
Well, I don't sweat. Look, I sweat, but I'm not going over.
These soft motherfucking men can't deal with a woman at work. They want her sitting in the house waiting on them to come home and shit. Fuck all that.
Okay.
I don't want to come home. You sitting there just waiting on me to come home. Because I don't even want to fucking talk to you soon as I come home. Let me decompress. Let me chill. Let me unwind. Don't say shit to me.
That's what you on a road. Look, you need to be on a road 24 hours and come back every other day.
Okay, cool. Shit, y'all women got this traditional fucking hunky-donkey fairy tale shit in your brain from the fucking Cosby Show. It ain't happening.
Okay, let's go ahead and start this. Let's see. There we go. All right. And also, let me grab the link from YouTube. Let me turn this down. because I'm going to tag this. Share. Copy link. And there we go. There we go. All right, now let's get started. All right. Cool. So, now we're here. Let's go ahead and get started with the show. Introduction. Good morning. For those in Clubhouse, welcome to another edition of the BTSI Show. I'm your host, Christopher J. Thank you guys for tuning in. I want to take a moment today to talk about the paid actors. We're currently broadcasting live on YouTube right now. I went ahead and got some quick hits out the way. Now we're into the main show. If you guys want to see how I look, you guys are more than welcome to click the link and see how it looks. Because some of you guys on Clubhouse are comfortable hiding behind your PTRs because you guys get to say what you want and never put a face to it. Whereas me, I ain't hiding. I'm not hiding. I'm right here. So y'all want me, y'all can come find me. Fat people chase me. Ugly people, go look beautiful once. But let's, I had to really alter what I was going to say there, but let's continue. Paid actors. I said this on a sales show a couple of times, and I'm going to say it here. I'm not a fan of these paid actors that are on YouTube. And a few has been popped up on Clubhouse. But YouTube, I'm not a fan. I'm really not. I'm not. I'm sorry, I can't say that I am. Now, what do I say? What do I mean by paid actors, ladies and gentlemen? What I'm talking about is when you are saying things, but you don't mean what you say, and you can't stand on what you're saying, and when you are in a different conversation, your messaging starts to change. Never mind the fact that there's the exception to the rule because there's not one that exists for a change to be made. You're just changing because this is what's convenient to say at this time. And with this being convenient for you to say, you are going to cater to the crowd. Because I did get it off your chest where I said this. If you live for the cheers, you're going to die by the booze. Especially when that booze comes from the hand of somebody exposing you. Now, for the most part, ladies and gentlemen, I am chilled, laid back, and I don't really want much from anybody. I don't care to engage in some of the stuff that people want me to engage in. So I just keep it moving, just keep it to myself. Here's what happened one day. Well, I look for Fresh PT. Oh, that's my. Sorry, I got a picture in here, and I didn't know what it was, and I was like, oh, I know who that belongs to. Genesis. Good morning, sweetheart. Happy to see you. Morning. Hold on. Why you gray in my chat? No. We're gonna fix that. All right. I don't like seeing your name in gray, so we fixed that. So when it comes to paid actors, I can't stand them because you got people who are being performative. When the lights are on, that's when they get the most active. They say the most goofiest of shits, and they just cater to others. Like, for example, it's easier for me to speak out against panderers for the most part, because those are paid actors at the end of the day. Panderers are paid actors because they don't believe what they say initially, and if they keep saying it, they'll eventually believe their own lies. But when it comes to them, what they are doing is what are they searching for? What are they trying to seek from the crowd? They're trying to seek acceptance. That's what they want. They want acceptance because probably they never belonged to anybody. Or if we're talking about the dudes, man, right now, Pandora's is easy. Their sole goal is to get in good favor with the women, only to pull the rug from underneath them at the end. I don't know who. I forgot. Tonight's conversation, and they said it's similar to what he did. I don't remember his name, so don't give me the line. So he was a paid actor, ladies and gentlemen. And with tonight's conversation, that's not the first time that something like that happened where people display as a nice guy and it comes out to be a fraud. Obviously, Derek Jackson is an easy one to reach to. But prior to Derek Jackson, was it Henny Palooza or Do Say Something? One of those guys was moving foul. And it just went left. So, Ace Metaphor. There you go. Thanks, Genesis. Ace Metaphor. Yeah, he's a paid actor. As a matter of fact, we talk about this briefly. Like, yeah, most people are paid actors. Christopher J is a paid actor. But here's the thing, though. Christopher J is just an avatar of Christopher Uguar. What does that mean? Everything that Christopher J says is a fraction of what Christopher Uguar will articulate out loud. There's some things that if you want to know who the real me is, you need to have conversations with me offline. If you want to know who the real me is. And you're going to find out real quick the person that you see online is the same person that you're going to see in person, but you're going to get a lot more once I look you in your eye, give you a handshake, and we can have a conversation and be like, oh, this aura is something different. This aura is, I prefer this aura than the person I see on the BTSI show. Although they're technically the same people. That's just a meta. That's just an avatar. Now, when I'm talking about the paid actors, ladies and gentlemen, meaning those guys don't believe in shit they say. They just say, this gives me the best results. This gives me the more views. This gives me the more money. This gives me the more access. So I'm gonna keep saying what I'm saying just to get these results. That's why I never too closely align with people, because I see things. Not you being spiritual. I can be. I can be sometimes. But when it comes to this avatar, ladies and gentlemen, the difference between me and paid actors is this is an avatar of who I am in real life. You're going to see the avatar in person, but you're going to get exceptionally a lot more. You're going to get a grand couple doses of who I really am in real life, and you're going to realize we're all the same. It's the same person. Just you guys get the fraction. If you guys want to know who Christopher Uguar is, you're going to have to reach out to me offline. Then I can easily tell you who I am. But let's get into these paid actors. When it comes to simps and pandorers, and yes, you can throw in pick-me's. You can throw in it's pick-me's, and there's another name that they got. I forgot. It's pick-me's or something else. But we'll just go for pick-me's right now. But let me talk about let me address the panderer and the simps and those goofy dudes who don't believe. Actually, let me say panderers. Let me not say simps, because that's tackling something completely different. The panderers, they're just here to get what they want. Mammies. Thank you, Genesis. Mammies. They're just a bunch of bloodsuckers that are just trying to drain the energy and keep it moving. Now, on Clubhouse, I'm usually freaking this one particular room. I think it's no secret. Matter of fact, I should have tagged them into the description, but this is a freestyle stream. When it comes to person, let's say, like you will go up against men. I'm all for calling men out on the on bullshit. I do it because this is one of the reasons why a lot of people don't like me, because I can call out both sides equally and never be confused as a panderer or a simp. Never be confused for one. You couldn't if you tried. You absolutely couldn't confuse me that for you, even if you tried. They say, oh, he's diabolical on both sides of the fence. Yeah, that's who I am. There's like, whose side are you on? I'm on the same side I've been on for 37 years, and that's my side. And there's the good side, there's a right side, there's a wrong side, there's your side. No, there's two sides, and I'm usually on the right side. When I say I'm on my side leans to being right all the time. That's just me at the end of the day. So let's get into what happened. You have this one individual, and I'm not name dropping because this person, people get off hearing their names. It's like, no, you just looking for attention. I'm just not going to give it to you. It's mind-boggling how people want me to desperately call out their names. I was like, no, you're not that important to me. Sorry. You did some goofy shit. That is more important than your name. And that is what it's going to be mostly remembered, not your name. So I don't see the need to name call or clout chase or name drop. I don't do that. Now, some people has called out my name before and looking for a reaction. I just pity them. I was like, oh, they just don't know. So it's like, okay, you're hilariously spared at this time. So I'm gonna spare you and keep it moving. But let's get to this. When it comes to paid actors, before I get sidetracked, when it comes to paid actors, there's this one person that tends to downgrade a man every opportunity they get. Every single opportunity they get. When it's time to get on the man, get on the man. But when it's time when we talk about accountability, or women need to hold themselves accountable, or the women as individuals need to hold themselves accountable, you don't jump in and say, well, this is the man's fault. And because men do this, men do that. Men, like, we don't want to hear about you driving a truck. We don't want to hear about you doing cybersecurity. We don't want to hear you about doing that. Why don't you go get a real job? Why don't you accept? Why do the women killing you in these markets? Why are they doing this? Why are they doing that? And I'm looking like, whose man's is this? Like whose man's is this? Like real shit. Because you're adopting talking points that I debunked already. I have a playlist of things that I've already debunked. I had debunked some of these things on other people's platforms already. You cannot talk about women are out earning men when I have 3 links and a video to show that, unfortunately, this is just statistically proven, and I hardly use this. I bring it up in this stance to shut people like him up. As individuals, you're gonna find yourself a 6-figure women here and here, there and there. Given that most women don't make $75,000, so salute to them, quite frankly. But you're looking at the exception and making it the norm, the general. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something that I found out either early this year or last year. I can't remember. In the last 5 years, ladies and gentlemen, black women have not been top 5. Black men are in the top 5. So when people say things like that, it's like I can debunk that, but I'm not gonna waste my time dropping links or stuff to prove that you're wrong. I'm gonna hear you out to see what's going on here. And when I hear you out, I'm gonna see if anybody is gonna take that bait. Smart people don't, they just keep it moving because they know that's stupid. Other people try to argue it and say, well, black women are the most in depth, they're the most enrolled, all that stuff. I was like, it's not that crucial. Don't do that. It's not that crucial. You just hear people say the stupid shit that they say, let them expose them for who they are, and keep it moving. And especially when the truth is already displayed and they still tend to lean on a lie that's going to cater to the audience. See, most people don't say certain things when I'm around because they know I may respond. Well, older me, previous me will respond. Nowadays, if I hear it, I just don't say anything. I'll let you have it, because I'm gonna set you up for when the moment is right. I'm gonna let you hang yourself. So while this paid actor was going on, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, this same person that I'm referring to also said, and I'm streaming on Clubhouse for a reason, so that way the replays are on and I'm not hard to find, because I'm in probably the same rooms every other day. It doesn't matter. So it's homeboy has an issue with what I say, he could address me. So back to what I'm saying. There was one day he said, marriage is not a business. Only low vibrational men see it as business. It's stupid. It's corny. Yada, yada, yada. I said absolutely nothing, ladies and gentlemen. I said absolutely nothing. Why is that? Because I'm just supplying the ropes. That's all I'm doing, supplying the ropes. Oh, and rule of thumb, ladies and gentlemen, if you know somebody's saying something stupid and I'm in earshot of it and I don't say anything, understand this. I am planning for the downfall. Meaning, this person is going to fall so bad and it's going to hurt. So I'm just supplying the ropes. Supplying the ropes. Let's go ahead and supply the ropes. That's all I'm doing, supplying the ropes. So he said, seeing marriage as a business is stupid, blah, 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 blah. I didn't say anything, just supplying the ropes. The next day, somebody talked about, in comparison to marriage, they used the Phil Jackson's triangle as an example, but they use basketball in general. How you have coach, it starts with the coach, then it starts with the play, then it goes trickle down to the players to run a successful team. Now, actually, it starts with the owner, then the basketball operations, and it trickles down from there. But let's keep it simple. Let's start from Phil Jackson. Let's start with the coach, and let's go down. Somebody needs to be the coach, and somebody needs to be Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was not Michael Jordan until Phil Jackson got to the team, alongside with Scottie Pippen as well, and Dennis Rodman came later. Robert Pattinson, and so on and so forth. All them came later. Michael Jordan would not be Michael Jordan if it wasn't for Phil Jackson. So, this individual shot down that idea and said that's stupid. I said absolutely nothing. And besides, people are entitled to their own opinion, their own wrong, foolish, stupid opinion, but opinion nonetheless. They're entitled to it. This individual say, what you need to compare marriage to a business because of A, B, C, and D. For those who remember the game Yu-Gi-Oh, trap card activated. He was falling. Now I just pulled the rope. Now he's dead. Here's why. I said I find it, and the couple of times I interacted with this guy, because it's already stated and it's already well known I don't fuck with this guy at all because he's a paid actor. Because they say, no, I don't rock with you. I do not want to have I would never want to have a conversation with you in person. I don't want you in my vicinity. God forbid that they ever do decide to do a meetup. Chances are I will not be there, but if this guy's there, I'm like, keep him on the other side of the room. If he invades my vicinity, there's going to be a problem. Because me, I dictate who's in my circle, who I want around me. And if I don't want you around me, I don't want you around me. So it's best if I remove myself or I have you remove off the face of the earth. That's the type of person that I am. But let's continue. Here's how I hung this person. The day before, he just said, the idea of looking at marriage as a business is stupid, it's low vibrational. Only men think about that goofy shit. Women are the superiorist. That crazy stuff. Only for the next day to say, you need to look at marriage as a business. I called him out on that stupid shit. I'm like, I said, it's interesting how the other day you said this, but today now you're saying that. I was like, it's stuff like that that deems you you lack credibility, and the only reason why you're here is solely for entertainment because you are nothing but a paid actor. I'm paraphrasing. I will have to go back and find that audio to find out word for word what I said and how I cooked them, because outside of yesterday, I ain't seen that brother, and he ain't been in that room for like maybe a few days or weeks or a week at this point. Yeah, I don't do the paid actor shit. I don't. Sorry. Now, some people say when it comes to this conversation, it's just solely for internet. It's based off of what the internet is. I was like, I don't care about that at all, not even in the slightest. I will have whatever I say on the internet can be shown in real life. Sorry. So if you want an internet response from me, I can give you an internet response, but be advised, don't be shocked when my internet response is based off of how I actually move in real life. Or better yet, how I move in real life, I just decided to articulate that on the internet. Some people were created by the internet. I just so happen to find it. There's a difference. That's why I say what I say, and I mean what I say, and I stand by what I say. Like I said, which sometimes it shocks people, because I've been to some of these meetups, 4 in total, 3 with the Bad Chaser, 1 with him. People's surprise is you are the same person, more so on the Bad Chaser side. You are the same person that we see online. Now, at first, it kind of shocked me, like, why are people saying this? Why is this such a shocker to people? Then I had to realize some of the people that you see online never had this notoriety before. It's like I said, it's like your 2K player. You get to create your person however you want. How tall, how short, how dark, how light. What's his shooting percentages going to be? All that shit. You get to create your own person. Whereas me, when I go to 2K, when I played 2K back in the day, when I did create my player, it was literally a resemblance of who I am in real life. So when people invest all of this stuff into the internet life, they like, okay, now I'm going to go outside and be amongst my people, only to see that you are not what you lived up to be online, because you're nothing but an actor, a paid actor at that. I have told people I am I heard this word maybe last month, and I'm gonna adopt that. I don't remember who I heard it from, but I'm gonna definitely adopt it. A social introvert. Shannon Sharp. There you go. Shannon Sharp. A social introvert. Usually, I'll keep to myself. Usually, that's real talk. Usually, I'll just keep to myself. Just be chill, be quiet, be boring, as they say. But if you was to approach me and have a conversation with me, we can have a conversation and talk. All these meetups that I have been to, always talking and conversating with the people, networking and the whole 9 yards. And also when they actually get my advice on how to navigate this YouTube world, it's like, here, what you need to ask me. And we had that conversation right there at the bar, and we just talking, and it's like, here's how you navigate through this. This is how you position yourself, and this is what you need to do. This is the route you probably best want to go. But while you're going down this road, put your own personality to it. So this is genuinely who you are. So there's no confusion at the end of the day. So that's the type of social introvert I am. But then again, like I said, you're getting the exact same person that you see online. But when you meet me, you're getting it more, a lot more. And this is the person that you want to see. This is what person you want to hang around with and contact at the end of the day. Some people, for those who are following me, because I don't think anybody who's not following me can do this. Those who are following me on IG, they can call me at any time and talk or whatever. It's like, yeah, I'm following you for a reason. So obviously we can have a conversation and talk. No problem. Because I know the person that you see online is the same person that you're going to talk to in person, and like I said, you might get a little bit more of the real me, and especially in an intimate setting. But that's just me. I just want to put that out there against paid actors. Just be yourself. Don't be like, it's childlike for you to go be somebody that you're not. Only children do that. Albeit it's still stupid, but children do that. And we got about 7 more minutes, and I'm gonna go ahead and head out because I have to go to my son's field trip. Yes, we are going. Actually, let me not reveal where we're going. But going to a field trip today, and all I'm gonna say is yay. That's all I'm gonna say is yay. And actually, I need to go put gas. I need to go put gas in that car before I even head there, because I'm not riding the school bus with them kids anymore. I refuse. Sorry. I will get to school, get my sticker. I will meet you guys there, and then after that, after that, off to making money. Now, one last thing before we get out of here. Do I got everything? Oh, make sure I got this. I know some of you guys don't know what this is because it's not on here. This is Tom Ford. Tobacco vanilla tobacco, whatever it is. All right. Sorry. And actually, let me end it on Clubhouse. But Clubhouse, thank you for taking a moment to listen to me. about paid actors. Like I said what I said. I mean what I said, and I'm not that hard to find. But it's been, well, I'll say this on the Clubhouse side. It's about to approach 4 years that people have known better to play with me like that. Some people at YouTube was actually stupid enough to play with me like that, and that didn't go all the way, all as well as they planned, because I didn't rage quit. You know who you are, so we'll just keep it like that. So we're gonna go ahead and end it on the Clubhouse side. Thank you guys for tuning in. B10 Sideshow, Crystal J. Touch you guys later. Peace out. All right, so that room has ended. Now let's go see, it being 7 o'clock, who is up in the hallway. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got.
You know, if a white woman comes in this room and she talks shit about black men, you will sit your dumb ass there and listen to her. I'm different. I don't let no African motherfucker come in here and talk shit about black women. I don't let no Jamaican motherfucker come in here and talk shit about black women. I don't let no white I don't let none of that shit happen.
Okay, here you go.
Sitting around motherfuckers talking shit about your goddamn community.
No, white women come in here trying to address black women indirectly.
They can't address you.
No, they can't. They cannot address me.
Yes, they can. In my
No.
they can.
Well, I will leave quietly.
Anybody in this room, they can say something back to you. Who the fuck?
Like I said, if I asked them, I didn't ask them for their opinion.
You think you can be?
Did he just contradict himself?
I don't know where I was going with that.
Do you think you can be rude to people?
I'm not talking about the rude part, but she cannot speak to me on behalf of being a black woman. That's what the fuck I meant. Other than that, we have nothing to talk about. You understand? We don't have nothing to talk about as black woman and white woman. What the fuck you gonna say to me? Nothing. Thank you.
You gotta get all that hatred out your
We will.
Whatever. We have nothing in common.
You hate men.
Genesis, what's your IG?
Black men? That's not my common.
Got a lot of hatred.
Anyway. No. Stop pushing vibes when it's not warranted.
Well, I'm about to stop pushing the vibe with you. Go us in the room, man. I talked to you long enough.
Yeah. Spin off. Spin off.
Fuck out of here, man.
Trying to push a vibe, bro.
You in a fucking way, pal.
I will call a black woman for advice, not a fucking oppressor fucking daughter.
What y'all think about that? A black woman that sit around white men talking shit about black men. How y'all feel about that, gang?
Look how
I call her Auntie Ruckus.
Auntie Ruckus.
You ain't gonna call her name. You a topic to discuss. A black woman. Do you respect that black woman?
Y'all just mad. Y'all be trying to have. That's why these rooms.
Hey, Genesis, we can.
Black men bring non-black women in here for.
Do this because I'm not trying to hear her. What the hell? Wow, that's wild. Oh, and let's see. Let me say this. Let's see. Yeah, I'm about to. Man, me and my big ass fingers. Okay, I just followed you, Genesis. What the hell? Okay, let's get back to this. Oh Lord, they want me to join the stage. Damn it, let's do this.
White and black. The title was not about race.
No. Fuck that. You wanted to talk, we can talk about it. A white man ain't gonna be comfortable talking shit in front of a pro-black woman. Cause she ain't gonna allow that shit. She gonna check that motherfucker. Like, hold on, you said
Check him on what?
for talking shit about your community.
They don't talk. It's professional.
All right, I guess we
It's
could do
nice
10
and
more
calm
minutes.
when we talking. Nice and calm, not dogging, not dogging you out.
You black guys, you go to jail a lot. The black men, they can't take care of you guys. They're always going to jail. Yeah. Look at the statistics. You got a higher divorce rate. Yeah.
How you feel if a white man said y'all done? He said y'all done. He said the black man is done for. A white man said that.
And you didn't. And what you say about it?
Well,
a white man telling you that your community is done for. You trying to suck his dick off.
No, look, I'm trying to provoke y'all to get out there in those streets. So I come back with a message. That's what I'm doing, because what you want me to do with him?
After the white man told you, well, pal, the black man is done for, pal.
Like I'm reporting to you, and that's what men should do. Go fuck up each other. The hell you want me to do?
Pal, when he said it to you, what was your response?
I said,
Like a good little nigga. Like a good old little nigga.
I don't have nothing to say. I just want you two to square up. Because at the end of the day, how they see y'all and y'all don't react, y'all don't stand up for yourself or nothing. I'm just a little old black woman that's almost 5'5", coming back with a message for how white men really see y'all. And y'all still in submission.
Any woman that's 5'5" and shorter are terrorists. This explains Pam.
It's saying that you go come back and tell us so you can incite the violence and war. Because you hate your community.
You're just mad because I'm a messenger. And what you want me to do, slap him?
Why would you even be sitting around that motherfucker?
He came to me.
It couldn't have been a professional environment.
He walked up to me.
How can it be a professional setting if he's talking about black people? That ain't professional.
When you go to the airport, there's so much high-class men in there. Look, and I always sit at the bar before my flight. Yeah, I'm having a party before I get on a flight. So, at the end of the day, it is what it is.
So you trying to fuck before you get on the plane?
If it's possible, that'll be the first time I fucked in the airport. I'm open to it.
Yeah, that's sad.
This y'all people.
Fuck a white man at the airport.
Why you keep saying white? It could be black.
Because you said you sitting around white men and they telling you how black men ain't shit.
They didn't say it like that. Like, calm down, Your Highness. I want to get the thoughts of the oppressor, like the oppressor's mentality. I know what I'm doing. We get a drink, he start talking. Look, I already know. I have game to what I do.
You hear this shit, Chris?
That's y'all people. I'm surprised y'all been dealing with her for 4 years.
Oh boy, y'all weird. I'm the messenger, but y'all don't care this, so I'm not gonna deliver
But
no
King,
more messages.
King, it's 2025. What about the person we don't know already?
Chris, you know why I still communicate with this hurt, broken woman?
Yeah, please tell me why, because I would really like to know.
Because she an example for the women in the room that want to know what not to be. Don't be a Pam.
We ain't got no new chicks.
No.
Damn.
Over the years, she done got more bitter, more old, and more angry.
But didn't we call that out though?
So when I wanted to prove a point,
So just throw me away, Christopher. That's fine.
hey, don't be a pal.
Hey, trash days is Thursdays. Fuck you mean?
You us away, pal. You sitting around white man taking notes. Hey, and what else you think the
See,
black
you
man
can't
should
come.
do?
You can't come at me with this
That's why
shit.
your room start dying down because you take my points and you twist it like hate. It's not hate, bro. If a black woman comes to you with a message, you need to listen.
You say you sit in a private room of a bunch of broken, bum, entitled, old ass, bitter women.
Wow. Look, I sit in a room that black women are pulling up to police station for reforming for black men. You understand? I sit in a room around black women that see trouble in paradise. You understand? Y'all don't want to have accountability. And if black women are listening now by your talking points, you don't give a shit.
You telling black women not to carry black babies. You ain't shit but a motherfucking
Okay, you were some shit. If you were some shit as a black man.
Okay, Your Highness.
What the fuck you is. Please don't moderate me. Please don't do that.
And you a piece of shit from birth. Look at the community.
Like I said, you a goddamn COO. You sitting around a white man shitting on your man and you want to have drinks with him. The fuck out of here, man.
Well, and I didn't pay for the tab either. I didn't pay for the tab. I had a good look. I can't wait till I go to the airport again.
Pam, you done talking. Gizmo, you trying to say something? Fuck her.
Actually, I was, but I forgot what it was because I followed your direction.
Thank you. Because I don't want to project no anger to you. If I got a message from somebody that come in my space, let nature work. This motherfucker was telling us what we need to do based off of some shit a white man told her. But you pro us. Think about how offensive that is that I tell a black woman what white women are talking about is how they need to move based off the ideology of white women. Would you respect that shit, Gizmo? Well, this white woman said, well, Becky said, this white man didn't work.
I would just dismiss it. Most likely, I would just walk away. I'd be like, okay, and walk away.
Well, to me, them fight words, goddamn.
The reason I would do that, they just have to resume to talking to themselves.
What type of shit is that? You telling us you want to send a message from a white supremacist to your black man. And think we supposed to
Exactly, Genesis. It's like what?
Because you gotta always act y'all.
See, when people talk like that, it's like like I said, supply the ropes. I'm just supplying the rope. You are going to hang yourself. I'm just supplying the ropes because when it's time for you to jump, I am pulling that shit and I'm gonna make a example out of you in front of everybody. I don't play that shit. Yeah, I don't play that shit at all. But like I said, paid actors. Unfortunately, not Genesis, not my baby Genesis. Sorry, Pam is a paid actor. I can't. A lot of people cannot stand this chick.
That's all in my sleep.
I'm surprised that she is still around.
Is anybody up?
At least Mango got the fuck out of here.
Good morning, Johnny. How you doing today?
I'm doing well. All right.
I'm still here. I'm still here. I walked away from my phone. I'm sorry.
What was that? Oh, I thought it was somebody at my front door because I got a camera outside my door.
Shit about you. So they said, well, you know, this has been saying such and such. Why is that person come talking shit about somebody that you supposed to be fuck with? Because if they know you fuck with them, would that mean that they know it's gonna get back to you?
Yeah, that means you
I
hoes
would
been
think
huddled up
so.
together talking about me. I'm sorry, Gizmo.
Okay. In that manner, because this is getting back to me, right? I would still defend Vicious in that scenario. I would defend her openly and ask,
Who?
why are you bringing this to me? What is your motive in this?
Yeah, so when they get ready to talk shit, they're not gonna come to you, Gizmo. They're gonna go talk to the person that's gonna talk shit back. So if somebody is sitting around talking shit and they carrying it back to you, you best believe they talking about your ass too.
Absolutely, I have all the information I need, right?
Yeah, you think the enemy of your brother is gonna come talk to you? That don't even make no sense.
This always happens to me.
The enemy of
What
your
always
brother.
happens?
Beautifully, someone, I'll put it on a family member, has said something to me, said something about me. It always gets back to me. Always. Never fails. How do I deal with that? The person that comes back to me, I said, really? What do you think about that? What's your experience of me?
That is a fact.
Always the person answers the questions that I ask them. I said, Now I have another question. Why, may I ask, are you coming to me?
My question is, why are they so comfortable coming to you to begin with? But we'll talk about that some other day.
Problem solved. Until it happens again.
I don't know. My first question in that situation, you coming back telling me that you was sitting up with somebody who was talking about me. My first question is going to be like, and what you say? What you say? Because just like he said, they shouldn't feel comfortable coming to you talking about me because they know they finna get checked because we rocking. So my first question usually is, what now? And they said all of that, and what you say?
When it's handled that way, they usually don't have anything else to say.
That really back to one of the main words I was loyalty. Was your loyalty there in that situation? Even if
Yeah, no one should be that comfortable. Like, even on the internet side, when people say things about people that I'm affiliated with, best believe.
Sounds like to me, Tanisha found a solution.
Yeah, because quite frankly, if you guys are talking about somebody that I'm closely affiliated with, yeah, we don't do that. If I don't say anything, which I normally do, the message gets relayed. The message gets relayed. It's like you're not about to talk about somebody that I'm rocking with like that. We don't do that. You don't ever be that comfortable to talk about somebody, talk about my people, and say, "Oh, I'm gonna come talk shit about Christopher J." Now, it's one thing you have a genuine issue, and this is a problem that needs to be resolved. Okay, I can understand that, and we can have a conversation. No, we're gonna work our way to a resolution. I totally understand that, and we're gonna make sure that both parties is heard and both things get resolved. But you on some goofy shit like I'm gonna talk shit about somebody, and it's just because it was like, all right, bet, okay. I'm gonna say my piece. A message is being sent. Yo, here's a location. This is going right now. Boom. Yeah, I do that on Androsity. And there's some people to where I ain't gotta say no messages. I'm like, oh, bet, okay. I'm gonna put my phone down. I'm not even gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna wait. I was like, wait for it. I was like, wait for it. Boom. And what's the one thing that I always tell people? Do not fuck with people who gives a fuck less than you. I know at least 2 people who will give a fuck less than you. And all I'm going to do is sit back and be like, wait for it. Wait for it. Popcorn and drink. Let's go. Boy, I'm trying to tell y'all need to be careful who y'all relay these messages to. Because, see, the thing about me is, if you heard me say it, it's because it will be said to your face. And it can be said to your face. So, usually I'll go talk to them directly. But if this is how I feel right now, it's only because I know I'm going to say it to you. It's no question that it will be said to you. Ain't no fear in my bones. I'm going to say it. See, that's just how I get down.
They kind of carry themselves like that. They never
we gotta
tell
go.
those black women anything or really question them. But, if it's a black man doing something, oh, Lord, they're quick to, they got you.
Oh, yeah, we got to go, ladies and gentlemen, because I looked at the time, because I still got to go put gas in the car, and I still got to make my way across town for my boys' field trip. So thank you guys for tuning in. My apologies for Wrestling Wednesdays that we didn't do it yesterday. We're going to see if we can get a reschedule for today or tomorrow. We're going to see, because we got to get our predictions out the way for WrestleMania. But thank you guys for tuning in. This is, okay. Thank you guys for tuning in. BTSI Show, Christopher J. I'm talk to you guys later. Peace out. You have a good one.